Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If we have not met, my name is Carrie Gilletto, and I am here to bring you a kind of a new idea, or I should say a different idea. It's not really new, but it's kind of new to me. So let's go ahead and change our camera view and take a look at what we're going to make today. All right, so here is a sweet little card, and it is a mini slimline. And I don't know if you've already kind of gotten into the mini slimline craze, but it's kind of new to me. I um, I really like this size because it's fun to put in a gift, especially. And, it's smaller, so it fits right down in a gift bag. And I just think it's a fun size card. So I'm going to make this one a happy birthday card. I'm going to go ahead and use a bit of foam to finish this one up. And then I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did to make my mini slimline. So there we go. I'm just going to put that little happy birthday so it can be read. There we go. All right, it's all ready for a gift bag. So for the month of December, it is spend $100 on the website and you will be able to choose a free die. And if you do not have this die yet and you think you might enjoy making mini slimlines, this is a die you might want to pick up. So the way it's designed, it has two sections, and they can work together, of course, or you can use either or. So if you're making a 6x6 square card, it's great to, have these panels that you can use on a 6x6, or you can do what I did and use them individually on a mini slim. And I will show you how I did that. So a mini slim card base is you take a 6x6 square, score it down the middle and fold it, and it'll be a 3x6. So you can get 4 of these out of 12x12 sheet of paper. So that's kind of handy. So you just take your 12x12 and cut it into 4 squares and then fold them in half. So that is how you do that. Then with our Eyelet Royale die, I have cut out one each of the 2 panels that come in that die. And I just cut them out of white. Now it would be fun to layer these with the gold or the silver, but as someone has pointed out, the gold is in short supply. So if you don't have gold or silver on hand, doing it in white is very, very pretty. But it would also be pretty if you wanted to layer that up. Now this is a fun card design to use up some scraps. So I pulled a couple pieces of paper out of my scrap bin and I cut out a 3x6 rectangle. Then I just went ahead and measured the decorative pieces. And this one is 2.5. So I made the panel that's going to go on the back just a little bit smaller than 2.5 by, let's see here, I believe that's 5 5/8, if I'm looking at that right. It goes to right here. So I just made it a tad smaller than 5 5/8. Now, if it's not exactly the right size, and I'll show you what I did, you can always just, once you glue it on, turn it over and trim it. So that's what we'll do here in just a moment. Now, rather than make all brand new flowers for this project, I went to my basket of leftovers and just pulled flowers that I had made for other projects, because I'm just going to put 1 or 2 per card. It's a good way to use up some of those extra flowers that you may have from other projects. I forgot how wide I said that was going to be. Yeah, that's about right. Alright. And I'll show you kind of the cheater way that I do it. I think I'm gonna do this one. Put my glasses on. So has everyone recovered from Christmas? Believe it or not, my family has not quite celebrated Christmas. This was the year that my children all went to their in-laws for the 25th. So I am having mine on tomorrow. While you're watching this video, I will be celebrating Christmas with my family. So I am actually recording this one. There we go. So I'm going to glue that down. It looks like I didn't punch out one piece. There we go. Get that out of there. Okay. And now I'm just going to take my scissors and trim that down. All right, so I don't know about you, but doing all the fancy math, I don't need to do that. I can just trim it down and get it to the exact right size. So my card measures 3 by 6. So I wanted to have a white outline. So I went ahead and trimmed down my panel 1/4 inch on both ends so that I would have a nice white outline. And let's see here. Go ahead and get another one of those. So instead of 3, I'm going to go 2 3/4. And instead of 6, I'm going to go 5 3/4. And this will give me my nice outline. And I like having the florals show. I think that will add some nice dimension. Did I do that right? I might have the wrong card here. Nope, that's the right one. I might have measured wrong. This one's correct. I don't know. Oh, that's the extra end. I see. Okay. Losing my mind today. Okay. There we go. And then I'll layer this one right on top. So I'm going to go ahead and get those layered up. Almost forgot a step. I am going to take one of my daubers and go around the edge with just a little bit of ink. I thought I had my, there it is, my goldenrod dauber all ready to go. But I just want to add just a little bit of definition out there on the edges. Because this end is already colored for me, I want to add that darker color on the other end as well, so it doesn't look unfinished. So I'm just going to brush and let's see what I'm doing there. Just add in a little bit of shadow so it's a little more balanced with the other end. All right, you'll have to tell me there in the comments if you have made any mini slimlines. I think it's a fun size, and I love that it uses a whole sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and you don't have a lot of leftover or scrap from it. And when I saw these, I thought this is the perfect die to make little pieces for the mini slim. There we go. All right, see how fast that came together? And let's go ahead and do this one as well. Oh, now on this one, I cut my paper the wrong way. Instead of putting the fold at the top like it makes sense, I actually did it on the other end. And I just took a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and folded it in half. And then every 3 inches, I just sliced it this way. So I ended up with 4 cards that open this way. And that didn't bother me. I thought that was a pretty easy way to get it finished. So we're going to go ahead and make this one that opens that other direction. I always say there's no right or wrong. Just because most of them open from the top doesn't mean that all of them have to open from the top, right? I take creative license to have the fold wherever I want it, right? Okay, so there we go. Isn't that a pretty way to use these dies from the Islet Royale? I don't know why I have so much trouble remembering the name of that. I have to look at it every time. Okay, so now that we have it, our card bodies made, let's add some flowers. So I have gone through and collected some different greenery. Now on this one I used a dahlia, but really any flowers that you have on hand would be fun on this size card. So let's just decorate. I have some pretty sunflowers. Here's one that's all done up with glitter. I think I like this one. I like him better. So, and then I have another of the dahlias made up as well. Now for my dahlia, I chose to use some of the leaves from the leafy accents. So I always have those on hand. So I just put it in the corner and layered it up just like this. Got them on the wrong ones. I think I want my sunflower right in the center of this pretty piece. I felt like the dahlia covered up a little too much of my design, although I do kind of like it in the middle like that. I don't know. What do y'all think? This way? No, I think I'm going to put this one over here and put this one in the center right here. Okay, stick with my original design. Let's not get crazy. Now, I do have some leaves that are this way. Let's see, this one I've already shaped. I want that with... Boy, sticky fingers. There we go. Whoops, I'm doing my design outside the... All right, I think I'll do it like that. And it looks like I have a dahlia leaf over here that I could use on this one. But, you know, I like the dahlia leaves with some of the other flowers better than I like them with the dahlias. Now, in real life, the dahlias, I'm sure they have leaves that look like this. But I don't know. I like this style of leaf better with this flower. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, just glue down my leaves. So for the month of December, you can pick out a free die. And if you do not have the Eyelet Royale die, they are still available. And it's a unique shape by having your 6x6 and being able to make that half like you have the two different panels where you can split that in half. So that's kind of cool. You can use this one and have two sections that look with the eyelet, or you can do the busier pattern. I like making the 6x6 size, but for me, this little mini slimline is really more useful to me than the 6x6. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And I'm just using regular wet glue today. I didn't get my hot glue gun going today. All right, there we go. Now on this particular die, I thought it would be fun to get, oh, did I get that right in the center? I want that in the center, yeah, okay. To come in with some tiny gold gems and just put little gold gems in the center of all the eyelets. And I had those pulled out. I don't know what I did with them. Oh, there they are. Let me grab them. There we go. And I'm actually going to, they're not exactly gold. They're kind of on the orange side. So I'm just going to pick up one of those and put in the center of each. If I can get it picked up. There we go. They're coming up pretty easy, so I don't need to use my awl. Sometimes they're a little hard to pull up. Whoops, and I pulled off, it's sticky. And I would love to be able to tell you where I got these gems, but I honestly have no idea. In my stash, I have lots of little gems, but I've opened the packages and didn't save the body of it, so I have no idea where these came from. But they're pretty easy to find in the crafting world if you like little gems like this. So I don't think I'm going to put one up under there because you're not going to be able to see it. But doesn't that just add a lot to add those little gems on there? It's a simple little thing. And these do have the adhesive back to it, which I like. But of course, if you're gluing them, having a jewel picker of some kind helps a lot to do that. So, all right, the last thing that we need to do to finish off our mini slimline cards is add a sentiment. So I am going to grab some white paper. There we go. And I have my birthday sentiment. We're going to stamp some happy birthday. And then I think I'm going to use a just for you out of the, what's this one called? The just for you sentiments. So there we go. And let's see, I think I'll just freehand these and cut them out. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the emerald green for this one. I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to move on from red and green, so I was happy to get some yellows and oranges and different colors going in my craft room today. All right, there's the just for you. Grabbing another scrap over here. Here's a nice long piece. And we'll do the birthday. All right. I love, whoops, and you couldn't even see it. I'm sorry, I was out of the camera. But I love that I can just freehand stamp with a block and be pretty confident that it's going to come out clean and pretty. That's just red rubber and Heartfelt in particular. They just make a good quality stamp. So it's nice to not have to get out a stamping tool every single time and be able to just stamp yourself a greeting, and you can do it right there on live and be pretty confident that it's going to have a nice clean stamp. I wouldn't do that with all stamps. All right, let's get this out of the way. And you know what? I think I'm going to use my favorite die real quick. Got it laying out over here right next to me. There it is. Y'all know I love this one. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut these out. There are plenty of this particular die. There are plenty of these still left. That's one that you could get as your free die if you don't have this one. There has not been any kind of announcement of when Heartfelt is going to close the doors for good, but if there are things that you have your eye on, I would encourage you to go ahead and get your shopping, you know, pick those things up, because like I said, I don't have a time, I don't know, but I wouldn't want you to miss something that you're really hoping to get. I'm going to add this one there, and then this one. I think for this one, I'm just going to cut it out using my paper trimmer. just a little bit of a tail on it. There. Oh, he moved. That's all right. Have to clean that up just a little bit with my scissors because he moved a little bit. There we go. That's the part that's going to get tucked under my flowers, so that is okay. All right. I think for this one, I'm going to go around it with my goldenrod just to give it an edge. I think the white on white, you don't see it very well. A little bit of shadow there. Okay, and again, I'm going to use some foam for this one. If I can find my foam, it looks like I've laid it down underneath something. Here's some. We'll just use this size. No problem. Okay. I'm having one of those days where I lay things down and I can't find them. Like my scissors for my foam, they're just not right here. So, has that ever happened to you where everything you set down, you can't find it again? Some days are like that. And I'm sure they're right here under my nose. I just am not seeing them. Okay. Gonna slide this right under there. Try not to cover up my pretty jewels. There we go. There's one. That's my one that's gonna open this way. And for this one, I'm gonna put a little curl in there. Add my foam. And for this one, I am going to do a little bit of glitter on my dahlia. Ahead and slide that right in there. All right, I've got my little block and a paintbrush. I'm going to take just a little bit of my 3D crystal lacquer. And I have not checked recently to see if things like this are still available. I have a feeling the crystal lacquer is sold out, but I haven't checked lately. But there are other kinds on the market if you didn't see this. You can also pick this up in other places, and then it's a very similar product to the glassy accents. So if that is all gone from Heartfelt Creation, you can get your hands on that in another place as well. And I am going to use the Rajani Chawala crystal glitter. Just going to go ahead and paint that on my on all of the petals. The shine, I think, really helps the ink to pop. Get it on the tips of all those flowers. Okay. All right, there we go. 3 fun-sized mini slims all ready to go in some fun colors for spring. I am ready to not do red and green for a few months. And I hope you've enjoyed, just the idea of using our Eyelet Royale die to make some very pretty gift bag size mini slims. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it was a quick one. I hope you all had a lovely holiday and that you're getting back in your craft rooms and creating beautiful things, just making pretty things, right? So, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to crafting with you again next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.